back to the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast.
Torque, where you at, man? Brought Sparky out for you today, dude. Today's episode is especially dedicated to the great Spencer Torkelson, former Sun Devil, now Detroit Tiger, first baseman. Really doing their thing out there. What a squad. What a hell of a run they had, huh? Where you at, Torque? Time to dial in the off-season program, dude. Hit me up. Let's get it going. Welcome back to the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast, the only podcast that Bill Spaceman Lee, Red Sox Hall of Famer, says makes players fuerza en la cabeza. El lugar es aquí, el momento es ahora. Wherever you are, the place is here, and the time is now. The Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast, taking it from the clouds to the dirt where it can grow, showing up, being present, knocking down mental and oftentimes emotional barriers that get in the way of consistent, confident, and controllable performance. Today, we're going to dive into the breakdown of the 10 pillars of mental performance mastery system created by the great Ichabod Kane. If you don't know who that is, that's the great Brian Kane. He lives in a dang wine cellar on the base of Camelback Mountain. Go check him out. He'll have you to the crib. He'll be sitting in the cold plunge. He'll be sitting in the red light sauna. Might be full Roman. Hit him up. Look, if you're serious today about self-control and discipline, about going from where you are to where you want to be, about closing that gap from going to pretty good to fucking unstoppable, listen up. Because the separation's in the preparation, and this is where it happened. Right here, right now. Elite performance takes grit. Gritty beats pretty. Toughness beats talent. It takes work. And quite frankly, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. It takes a daily commitment to doing what's hard. And to doing the easy things. Because if it's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. You're going to hit walls mentally, physically, emotionally. And it's the self-control and the discipline that will get you through it every time. We're talking about discipline. And not the kind that you got when you screwed up, when you were in grade school. No. I'm talking about the kind of discipline that builds elite level champions. And here we sail the right ships. You got to sail the right ships. First, relationship. Then leadership. Then we sail the championships. If you're serious about leveling up the skill of discipline, well, it's not just a skill you're going after. It's a requirement. So let's get clear about the misunderstanding. Discipline isn't something you're born with. Mental toughness isn't something that you're born with. It's not a magical trait reserved for the Bobby Witt Juniors and the Aaron Judges and the Corbin Burnses and the Jake Fraleys and the Josh Haders. Dear friends of the program, discipline is a muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger with use. Every rep, every choice, every behavior, every word that you aim like an arrow towards a bullseye, you show up when you don't feel like it. That's putting in the reps to build the muscle. That's callousing the mind. I cannot count how many times I've heard coaches say, well, he's just not disciplined enough. And I'll tell you right now, that's bullshit. Because what they should be saying is, I don't know how to help my athlete develop the skill of discipline. Discipline isn't just about showing up, it's training. And it's something we can work on every single day. Doing a little, a lot. Consistency is a superpower. Today plus today plus today equals your goals. If we want players to perform under pressure and make pressure a privilege, they need that muscle strong and ready to go. Training for self-discipline, if you want to know how elite teams in Omaha got to where they are, definitely not just talent. They treat discipline as part of the daily routine. And I know because our team has taught a lot of them how to do it. Here's how I break it down. Rewrite the word discipline. First, flip the script. We're not talking about discipline that means punishment. Discipline, when done right, is freedom. Like a dear friend of the program, Jocko Willink, says, and by the way, we have all his books, Mark's Mission, the Field Manuals, Mikey and the Dragons. You got young kids in your life, and even if you're an adult and you want to simplify it down to the basic level that, a 9-year-old can understand, but also has application to, a big leaguer, grab those books. Discipline equals freedom, as Jocko says, and he's fucking right. Discipline isn't about locking you down. It's about giving you control. You want freedom on the field? You earn it through self-control and discipline off the field. Recognize that stimulus, response pattern. Stimulus, pause, response. I tell my athletes all the time, you have zero control over most things going on around you. The umpire, the weather, your opponent, what your coach says, what your teammate says, all that's out of your hands. But what you have total control over is your response to it. So get it drilled into the dome piece. Self-control, self-discipline are the foundations of consistent and confident performance. You've got to be in control of yourself before you can control anything on the field. Discipline is a muscle. You use it or you fucking lose it. Just like any other muscle, if you don't work it, it's going to get weak. So athletes can get stronger, faster, more powerful, better teammates, right? So they sure as hell can build more self-discipline too. We got to teach them that. We have to model it. We have to run through drills until they believe in it as much as they believe in their physical game. And I get it. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not the stuff that gets posted on the gram or on the TikTok, right? Discipline doesn't help your algorithm, but it's the grind day in and day out. It's the real work. The guys who put in the work here, they're the ones standing tall when the pressure's on, saying breathe, let it eat, compete. So you need to track your discipline. Something I use, one of the best tools out there right now for tracking discipline is the Habit Share app, or what we like to call in our program, the Success Checklist. I've got my athletes using it every day. Here's the deal. Download the app, list out the actions you need to hit your goals to have a quality day, and have them friend me on the app. Hit me up so you can see and check their progress. Now you have an accountability partner because it's about doing a little, a lot, not a lot, a little. So checking in weekly isn't just a way to keep people accountable. It's building discipline rep by rep, action by action. And they go, oh, it's pretty easy to do all that. Yeah, but if it's easy to do, it's also easy what? Not to do. So don't neglect the easy things to do. How I define an easy thing to do, it's something I can do. But if it's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. Here's the catch. You get to see green when you've done something well on the Habit Share app, red when you haven't done it, and gray when you've skipped it. It's not about feeling good. It's about holding a mirror to your habits. Man is a slave to his routines and habits, good or bad, reminding you that discipline isn't just about doing what you feel like doing. A boy lives off his preferences, what I feel like doing. A man lives off his principles. Some days you're not going to feel like it, and that's normal. But discipline means doing it anyway. That's what gets you from where you are to where you want to go, because what got you here ain't going to get you there. Champions do not let feelings dictate the action. Feelings don't call the shots because feel ain't real. You got to know the difference between actions and feelings, right? 3 frogs are sitting on a log. One makes a decision to jump. How many frogs are on the log? 2. No. There's a huge difference between making a decision and then taking the action. That frog only made the decision. He didn't take the action to jump. You know how often I don't feel like getting out of bed at 4:45, breakfast club, right? Sweating before screens, 5 to 7 days a week, probably. I don't know. But you know what? I do it anyway. Don't feel like it. You're going to go through the motions? How about growing through the motions and doing it anyway? If you're sick, whatever, if you're worn down, I get it. Maybe you need some time. Otherwise, do it anyway, because I've got goals. And goals need action, not just intention, not just a decision. They need action. Plenty of people know what to do, but don't do what they know. Feelings are fleeting. Actions build habits. We've got to learn to say, I don't feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway, because that's what champions do. That's what elite level performers do. I want to be an above average ball player. Well, why don't you develop an above average preparation, an above average commitment, an above average mindset, an above average handshake, an above average smile? It's the start that stops most people. And if you're a player, well, damn, you know, and if you're coaching, if you're an athlete, damn well, you know, you're not most people. That's why you're fucking here. So you got to be the one-armed bricklayer from Baghdad. You got to build discipline brick by brick. Every action, every decision is like laying a brick. And if you're laying bricks every day, you got to ask, what kind of wall am I building? One day at a time, you're either building a foundation that's going to hold you up under pressure and make pressure a privilege, or you're setting yourself up for cracks the moment the weight gets too heavy on the building. So you got to start thinking about that brick by brick, process over outcome, day by day. That's how discipline grows. Doing a little, a lot, keeping your commitments, keeping your promises to yourself, doing hard things. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about process over outcome, right? Trust the process. Well, how about showing me the process you trust? It's about consistency, because that's a superpower. Showing up day in and day out, doing what you said you were going to do long after the feeling has passed. Discipline is freedom. The freedom to perform at your best, the freedom to step onto the field knowing you've put in the work and the preparation, because the separation is in the preparation. And the freedom to handle whatever shit gets thrown your way. So train it. Teach it. Who do you learn the most from? My teammates. And remember, just like every other skill, discipline is earned. You got to refocus when you face obstacles. Look, shit's going to happen. Bad games, nerves, fears, anxiety, self-doubt, worry, tension. But a lot of those things are just a breath away from fucking bring it on. It's all part of the grind. Self-control and discipline give you the power to refocus every damn time. This is the edge. Don't get derailed. Refocus, recommit, and keep moving forward. And make sure you're making effective, objective, neutral decisions under pressure. When you're under pressure, emotions can mess with your judgment. Self-control is stepping back, taking a breath, and making the best decision in the moment, even when you're feeling the heat. With discipline, you're not letting the moment run you, you're running the moment. You're in control. Strengthen that discipline muscle so you make decisions based on what you need to do in that moment, not on what you feel. And make sure you're embracing the process. Good and bad discipline isn't just showing up on good days. It's sticking to it when the shit's hard, when you don't feel like it, when you were up late because you jack sleep, doom scrolling through the gram. Whether you're winning or you're learning, there's no losing. Discipline keeps you locked in. Don't sweat the small stuff. And as my brother Matt would say, aka the young Sasquatch warrior princess, don't sweat the petty, pet the sweat. Every moment is a chance to get better. Take it, use it, and sharpen up. Drill number 1 for dialing this in, make your fucking bed. Yes, make your bed. Start your day with a small win that sets the tone. It's structure, it's discipline, it's something that nobody wants to do. It's a reminder that success comes from doing the little things right. The little things are the big things. How you do anything is how you do everything. This tiny act then builds and flows and creates momentum into the rest of the day, building discipline one brick at a time, like the one-armed bricklayer from Baghdad. How about the 3-step success cycle today that we're going to break down for self-control and discipline? Here's how it breaks down when it comes to application in sport. Prepare, perform, reflect. Now we ask ourselves questions. How much time goes into preparing? How much time goes into actually competing? How much time is invested in reflecting on that performance? The best reflect. Most athletes spend all their time in preparation and competition, but skip reflection. Here's the truth. Not the tooth, but the truth. Reflection is where the growth happens, right? So oftentimes we go, oh, I've been buried. Maybe you've been planted for growth because you can't have the fruits without the roots. If you're not reflecting, if you're not adjusting, without reflection, you're just spinning the wheels. When it comes to this particular pillar, let's talk about some limiting beliefs that come in, right? If I just felt more confident, then I'd perform at my best. Cut the shit. You don't get confidence. You act confident. You do confidence. Confidence is not some feeling you wait around for. It's an action you choose regardless of how you feel. You're never going to feel your way into acting, but you can certainly act your way into feeling. How do you act confident? BFS. Big breath, big body language, great focus, locked into the present moment, being where my feet are, great self-talk. Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Things always work out for Torque. I hunt and attack pitches in the zone, right? Listen, feelings are not facts. They don't define you. They're clouds that come and go. Our team has worked with some of the toughest people on the planet. UFC fighters who walk into a cage, walk to the octagon knowing someone's about to try to kill them. They don't always feel confident, but they choose and act confidence. Do yourself a favor, I'm not going to do a disservice by handing it to you, but GSP, go to highly unquestionable. Look up George St-Pierre choosing confidence, and you'll hear him talk about his encounter many years ago with the great Michael Bisping, and talk about, when I fight Michael Bisping, I will be scared. I will have fear, but I will choose confidence. I may not feel confidence, but I will act confidence when I fight Michael Bisping. If you don't know GSP, George St-Pierre, go check him out. That's a solid impersonation of GSP. Act it until you become it. The best athletes know that confidence is a choice. Confidence doesn't mean feeling invincible. It means acting like it, even when you're scared shitless. That's courage, my man. Take Jake Arrieta, the great Cub. In 2016, National League Cy Young Award winner. Our team started working with Arrieta at TCU. He wrote ACE, ACE under his cap. Acting changes everything. If a Cy Young Award winner has to remind himself to act confident every time he takes the mound, don't fucking kid yourself. You got to work it too. Confidence isn't going to wait for you to feel ready. You step up, you choose it, you act like a fucking ace. Act like a fucking ace. So let's dive into the 3-step release cycle, right? So number 1, recognize. Recognize your signal lights. Self-control starts with recognizing those signal lights. This is the body language focus, self-talk feelings. When you recognize that you're slipping, whether it's tensing up, getting negative, or feeling overwhelmed, the game's speeding up on you, you're ready to move on, right? So we move on to how we flush it, how we release it. When shit hits the fan, what series of steps do you go to flush it, release it, and bring you back to the present moment? So 3-step process, physical action, right? A physical action, tap your glove, brush off the mound with your foot, wipe the rubber with your foot, whatever the physical reset you need, go to that. Then we take a deep breath on the focal point. We suggest a left field foul pole, let it go, right? And then a verbal trigger. Breathe, let it eat this pitch. I hunt and attack pitches in the zone. See ball, be easy, hammer it. So what? Who cares? What's next? And then your final thought, your final TIFF. Thought, image, feel. After the breath on a focal point, lock in with that one clear thought, image, or feel and get you back to the present. Pulls you out of all the distractions, all the decision fatigue going on around you, all the things that you cannot control, and puts you right back into the present moment. When we talk about self-control and discipline, we got to talk about some of the myths and mistakes that are out there. There are myths out there about discipline, and here's a big one, that it's about never fucking up. Wrong. Discipline isn't about being 100% compliant. Nobody is. It's about getting back on track over and over again. That self-control is some mystical trait. No. It's a skill. Just like anything else, you build it through reps. Ken Ravizza on the Mount Rushmore of the mental game in big league baseball. Planted trees of which the shade he will never sit under. But I'm trying to carry the torch for him just like the great Ichabod Kane did. Ken Ravizza, he kept it simple. Be where your feet are. Stay in the moment right here, right now, and control what you can control. Can't control the umps, the weather, the lineup, what the other team says, what your coach says, what your teammate says, but you can control your attitude and your effort and your response. These rules are simple, but powerful. Right? Recognize when you're losing control. Release the tension with the 3-step process: physical action, breath on a focal point, verbal trigger. This keeps you steady and locked in no matter what's going on around you, which we have no control over. Thoughts, distractions, negative self-talk, letting mistakes get to you, tension, worry. These are how you derail yourself. But the athletes who succeed, they don't avoid the obstacles, they overcome the obstacle. That's a skill set, and it's trainable. As coaches, we drill the physical side of the game. I'm here to teach you how to drill the mental side. Train it. Reps on reps on reps. Reflect, refocus, rinse, repeat, and watch the team and the players stay focused. Manage the adversity and watch them perform at their best. Watch them perform more consistently and confidently and more in control of what they can control and influence. Awareness is the first step to growth. So get aware, get locked in. Next up, pillar 5. Process over outcome. Everybody loves a W. Hell, it pays to be a winner. But if you're only focused on results, you're going to crack. You're not going to last long. The best athletes, they commit to the process, trusting that the details will lead to the results. So the next episode, we'll dive into staying committed to the process over the outcome, no matter what. No matter what. So we'll shift the focus from the scoreboard to what really matters. Not the scoreboard, but a standard. We don't play to a scoreboard. We play to a standard. How you play the game, pitch by pitch, breath by breath, moment by moment, locked in mentally and physically to the game. Para mis jugadores latinos, más línea, más vida. Hasta la próxima recuerda, si quieres ser un jugador disciplinado, comprometido y preparado en el futuro, empiezas esa mierda hoy. Se necesita lo que se necesita y lo mejor está por venir. Until next time, remember, if you want to be a disciplined, committed, and prepared ball player in the future, you start that shit today. It fucking takes what it takes, and the best is yet to come.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.